Hey everyone, back at it again with another response video, this time for Junky July. My entry isn't the worst game I've played. Heck, it probably isn't even the worst entry out of everyone else's, but it's something that's very personal to me. So as a kid, I loved SpongeBob. Like, I was a SpongeBob super fan. My friend had this GBA SpongeBob game. This was like before I got a GBA myself. I was still stuck with the old Game Boy Color, old reliable. So I ended up getting this monstrosity instead. It was so bad that I swore off all other SpongeBob SquarePants games. So I don't have the nostalgia for Battle of Bikini Bottom that a lot of people in my generation apparently have. But anyways, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. SpongeBob SquarePants and the Legend of the Lost Spatula. The story is pretty simple. It involves SpongeBob stumbling upon this statue. He then tells Mr. Krabs about it, and he tells him that it's from some ancient civilization, and it could lead them to the lost spatula, something that can make SpongeBob a master fry cook. So SpongeBob sets off to find the four keys to gain access to the ancient underground city and find said spatula. It's a platformer with probably some of the most awkward jumping I've ever experienced. SpongeBob jumps straight up and then in a wide arc depending on how long you hold down on the left or right directional button. So you basically have to tap the directional buttons gently if you want to make really precise jumps. I don't know if it's input lag or not, because I remember this being a problem even on the original hardware, but it makes this game a lot more difficult than it needs to be. And it wouldn't be so bad if these levels weren't so long and maze-like. Speaking of long, weapon swapping takes too much time. You press select, then you go down to the bottom of the menu, select items, then pick the item. It's just so tedious and causes the game to drag on. The only positives is that this game is very short. Like, you could probably beat it under a few hours if you know what you're doing. That and some of the musical renditions of a lot of the classical SpongeBob songs are pretty good. The original music isn't bad, but it isn't really memorable either. And the sprite art is pretty decent, especially all of SpongeBob's animations. There's also this 8-bit fan game that reminds me of Legend of the Lost Spatula. I don't know if they were inspired to make it based off of that game or not, but it looks a lot more fun than this trash. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.